What we do here in America is unique. We have an amazing country, but here's the deal. It is full of waste, and I'm not interested in leaving a legacy to my government of money just to be wasted. I want a government that will spend our money wisely. And so for this reason, I would rather put my money into the hands of a generation of people and causes that I can trust. Hi friends, it's Colin Richards, and I'm president and founder of Lord & Richards, and I am once again excited to be with you in this third installment of our series on what makes Lord & Richards different, our key differentiators. Why should you work with a firm like Lord & Richards, say, compared to somebody else down the street, compared to the typical broker? And there are several key reasons, and I began in our first segment with our 5 core biblical principles. You see, not every company is willing to actually answer to a higher power, as the old Hebrew national hot dog commercials used to go, but we are. At Lord & Richards, we begin with the fear of the Lord, eliminating debt, managing risk as a steward, providing for one another in old age, and considering our legacy, all from key biblical passages. But it goes beyond that. That's the foundation. But from there, we've got to develop strategies, tools, methods, and ways of helping you achieve financial independence without worry. And that starts with planning over products, right? We are a comprehensive planner. We're not just somebody that sticks you in products like mutual funds, stocks, bonds, insurance products, etc. We have a true responsibility, and that's reflected in the fact that every single one of our clients has a written, comprehensive roadmap that covers all of the key areas of retirement. It's written down. Just try that at your local brokerage. And then secondly, we are distribution specialists. We will actually guarantee your lifestyle. The Lord & Richards Lifestyle Guarantee ensures you will never run out of money before you run out of life. That's something nobody is doing together with a comprehensive written plan. Most people, to be honest, work with somebody throughout their working years and then falsely assume that that same person can help them get to and through retirement. And it's very often not the case. That's not their specialty. And that's okay, but it is a more demanding craft to be able to guarantee people's lifestyle. And then in this particular episode, we're going to hit the 3 final areas if we have time. And I want to talk to you about this key differentiator. When we build your written risk management plan, we are going to use a structure that you're not seeing very often called institutional risk management. Institutional risk management. You say, what does that mean, Colin? Well, unlike typical brokers, we are actually going to go outside of the typical expertise that you get out there, and we're going to go to the largest pools of wealth on earth. Institution, pension funds, endowments, foundations, on and on and on. These are the largest pools of wealth on earth, and yet no one person owns them, right? They have a fiduciary responsibility. Starts to sound a lot like our relationship with you. And yet they're managing on an exponentially larger scale than just trying to focus on retirement. These institutions need risk management that will help their endowments and their portfolios last for generations, not just one lifetime. And so when you sit down with us, we conduct a very in-depth review together of your current financial situation and how well your portfolio could withstand historical downturns, ones that we have the data on, and we also project out into the future to see how well you could withstand ones that we haven't even dreamt of yet, but the computer can in our 10,000 simulations. And at the end of the day, we will design a portfolio to stay in bounds throughout all those scenarios, to stay within your stated safety percentage. That's a guarantee at Lord & Richards. We call the Lord & Richards safety percentage. When we work together, we'll help you discover, and you'll share with us, and we'll put in writing a downside limit that we will promise not to breach through intense and careful management of your assets in a way that I think will go even beyond what a person will do for themselves, because we have the tools, we have the planners on our team, we have the institutional risk management to do it, just like you could experience if you were one of those large wealth pools. So we're going to put it in writing. Some people call it our no-fee guarantee, and here's what it sounds like. We will design and create a portfolio that will not go lower than you tell us you're willing to go. So let's say we have another big crash like 08, 09, and the market drops 50%. And you tell us, Colin, in a scenario like that, I don't want to see my portfolio go down more than 20%. Some advisors would tell you, well, I can't promise you anything. Well, at Lord & Richards, we will. We will design your portfolio to stay in those boundaries. And here's the guarantee, because there's no teeth in it if we just say we're going to do it. We're going to actually stop charging you fees and get it right. We're going to stop charging you fees and get it right if for some reason our beautifully designed portfolio doesn't live up to expectations. And so you've all heard the expression by some well-known brokerage firms that just focus on mutual funds and stocks and bonds. We do better when you do better. Well, that's cliche and trite. Everybody does better when their client does better. That means nothing. What does mean something is, how do they do when you do worse? Well, they still do better, right? But we're not going to do better. We're actually going to jump into that hole, and we're going to get us out of it together. We're going to get on your side of the table and work together with you, and we're going to stop charging fees while we do it. Is that motivation? I tell you what, it is. And that's something you're just not going to find. The Lord & Richards Safety Percentage Guarantee. And then secondly, we offer living benefits as opposed to just death benefits. Living benefits as opposed to just death benefits. In other words, you can take tax-free life insurance and use it to pay for your long-term care. And if you never need it, which we hope you don't, but we know statistically 70% of our clients are going to face some type of in-depth chronic condition that will not be paid for by Medicare or their traditional insurance, then we'll have a solution in place that will cover those bills tax-free for you. And if you never need it, it will pass tax-free to your family. That's a promise. That's a pledge. And then finally, one of the things that I say often is that the natural funnel of life for your money as we near the end of life is that it will wind up in the hands of nursing homes, hospitals, and the government. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a patriotic American citizen. I grew up in a military household. I grew up saluting the flag, putting my hand over my heart, singing the Star-Spangled Banner, and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I love my country. And as somebody who travels globally for the work of our foundation that helps some of the most underprivileged people on earth, what we do here in America is unique. We have an amazing country, but here's the deal. It is full of waste, and I'm not interested in leaving a legacy to my government of money just to be wasted. I want a government that will spend our money wisely. And so for this reason, I would rather put my money into the hands of a generation of people and causes that I can trust. And most of my clients are telling me the same thing. And so we have Lord & Richards Tax Services, LLC. We'll actually not only develop a comprehensive tax plan with our deep expertise, but we will also even do your taxes for you if you'd like. Now, folks, I don't know anybody else who's making promises like these, but we're doing it every single day at Lord & Richards, and we want to help you have the retirement of your dreams. We do all this work so you don't have to, so that you can retire without worry and do amazing things with the resources that God has put at your disposal. I would encourage you to take advantage of our free offer to sit down and meet, and we will build that plan for you at no additional cost. It simply starts with a phone call.